Fan control football.
You can make the selection on your phone. I got the plays up in front of me. What do we think?
Manziel to throw. For the win! It's caught! Flash Gordon! Renee Montgomery.
Marshawn.
Joe Montana. Quavo joining us.
This roof is gonna blow.
Fan Control Football is on NBCLX with season version 2.0 coming spring 2022.
Power to the fans.
Yeah! Welcome to Parent Teacher Conference. Ooh, Andrew Meals here. The official companion show to Fan Controlled Football, the only live sports league controlled entirely by you, the fans. I'm Jeff 211T Cannata, and I am joined by some of my favorite people on the planet, Josh Macuga and the commissioner himself, Ray Austin. Welcome, fellas.
Oh.
I mean, if you don't know what it means, you just don't know. You ain't a part of the family.
Ray, that is one of the dopest sweatshirts I have seen in a long time. Well done, sir. Hats off.
That's the secret code. You got to know the secret code to be in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
So,
yep.
I'm loving it.
I have
Looking
a
for
secret-
group, right, guys? Looking for group?
Well, you found it right here, Jeff. If you're looking for a group, you found it.
I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. We have such a huge show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. We have awesome FCF news coming at you. We are going to have a extra jumbo size, the return of the Commissioner's Corner.
Oh,
Because you demanded it, it's coming back. We're going to get a report from Ray.
and then when he said you demanded, he meant me. So
No, man, the fans demanded it. The fans demanded Commissioner's Corner. They love it.
Can we get like a hand sign for it? Like it's a corner. Or like
yeah, the corner.
corner.
Like
Commissioner's Corner. Commissioner's free safety? I don't know. The first of our tryouts happened last weekend. Ray was there. He's going to give us
Jeff?
the lowdown. Huh?
Where was the tryout?
It was in a little place that the folks have started calling Narlington.
Oh, Darlington, Texas.
Narlington, Texas. We're going to get the lowdown from Ray in Commissioner's Corner about how the first one went. And guess what, folks? Guess what? The second of our tryouts is right around the corner next weekend, right? 1 week from this week, the 18th.
Yes.
The 18th.
Yes.
Los Angeles, California.
Woo!
It is going to be a fusion of talent like you've never seen. I'm not even talking about the players on the field. I'm talking about us in the same place at the same time for the first time since COVID.
Hit that
Incredible.
horn thing, Jacob. Hit the horn
Meow,
thing.
meow, meow, meow. I'm
Jacob.
so excited.
Have we
excited.
we've never met, man.
No.
It never came down to the game. Yeah.
I don't even know if you have a lower half of your body.
I've never seen your legs.
I know.
Jacob, I believe you have footage. We're working on like a footage of Ray and I meeting for the first time. Is this true?
Oh yeah.
That is that is just an artist's rendition of what it's going to be like. It may be even more magical than that.
It might be. Seriously.
That is an artist concept of what it might be because it hasn't happened yet.
It
But
hasn't.
on the 18th, we will be all together streaming the tryouts live. It's going to be so much fun. I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll be there. I'm so excited. It'll be my first time returning to Los Angeles since moving to Denver. It's going to be my first time seeing these guys. It's going to be amazing.
I forgot. That's
Jeff,
right.
Yeah.
It's our first time. It's our first time announcing anything, Jeff, since that ill-fated charity basketball game. Which, Ray, had you been there, Man, I'm telling you, we would have all talked about that when we were like 70 years old, sitting around some diner. Like, remember that time we announced a charity game? Because in my brain, it was the most fun, worst job I've ever done.
It was so much fun. It was the first time that Josh and I met, and it was like I met my old friend.
Wow. I
was
didn't know
really
that.
cool.
You guys already knew each other. I was in a hotel watching it live. Like, who are these douchebags?
That's what we're going for. That is our goal.
And then it cuts right to under the stadium, Rocky getting ready. You were born for, oh God, that movie's so good.
You know, I don't want to pull back the curtain too much because some things should remain unsaid. But I'm going to say this to the folks listening. We spent an inordinate amount of time today trying to think of what competition we could all do amongst each other when we finally meet in person, and we struck down so many ideas because we're like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to.
Hey, look,
It's not worth not being able to walk for a week after that.
No.
It's just not worth it.
Well, here's the other thing too, and what we don't, I mean, we say it on the show, but we don't say it often enough, is D's, Jeff, and I are just three average white dudes, and Ray played professional football.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't just play Division I at a very good university. Okay, the man played professional football. Okay, I didn't even play high school football, which Jeff did barely.
I didn't even make the starting roster of my crappy high school team. So
exactly.
But I saw you in the jersey. I mean,
I was there for picture day. Can't
miss picture day. Though.
I did not miss a practice, man. I practice. That's all I did was practice. That's all I did. But it's all right. It's okay.
Peanut says 40-yard dash. I'm guys, my knee has not felt this good in probably 3 years. I'm not about to wreck it trying to race Jeff and Patrick. Patrick runs like 10 miles a day. He's a runner. Jeff ran a marathon. I was a swimmer. Put me in a pool. If football was played in a pool, I would own you guys. Okay? But it is not. It is
I don't know about that.
terrestrial surface.
Pool football is pretty damn fun. I'm not gonna lie. You can still tackle. You can figure it out.
Yeah, a lot of scratching and kicking under the surface there, right?
Yeah. That's not. Patrick has kind of an unfair advantage because like every 3 steps for us is like 1 step for him. You know,
So
Patrick
tall.
won when we did the founders. We had to figure out who was going to get the first picks or which team was.
Yeah.
Patrick won majority of them, or did he? He got the first pick and he hit the garbage can with the ball. But I mean, 20 yards out, snapped it, nice lob over the shoulder, right in the garbage can. We were he's
a sneaky athlete. You know, he doesn't come off like an athlete, but he's sneaky.
See, I'm telling you,
he's always in the he's always right, jogging on the treadmill.
Yeah.
At night, and sometimes he'll just leave. We'll be in meetings and he'll just leave at night and he'll go out and run like, oh yeah, I just ran like 9 miles. Yeah. Damn,
that's a pretty good. That's a funny D's impression. Very good.
Yeah, cool.
We don't have D's today. He's out doing businessy stuff and making season 2.0 happen as all the folks at FCF are. It is a mad beehive of activity with FCF. All hands are making this. Pushing this, willing this season 2 into something bigger and better than season 1 was.
Yeah, man.
But
kneading the dough. Yeah,
while he's gone, we are going to have an NFD's update in his absence. So stick around for that. We're gonna have more trivia. Josh is going to do trivia with us with a special guest, and we're gonna check in on our football picks, even though the NFL is dumb and I no longer want to watch it.
We played at night. The Steelers played tonight against the Vikings, who gave up the Lions' first victory. Thanks to social media, I found out Jared Goff's girlfriend is an SI swimsuit model, which, makes sense. And so I think the Vikings are coming off like we'll talk about that later in the thing.
We'll talk about that later. But is there any, as sad as I was this week as a 49er fan, There is no group of fans that have had it harder this year than the Vikings fans.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
Like
all of their fans, everybody goes down.
literally every game they've lost has been by one score. Like literally
11
Or less than the score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I just saw it in the chat. I think you'll like this one, Jeff. Freddie Emerald said he's disappeared. That's a pretty good pun. That's a pretty good Patrick D's pun right there.
Have we done some sort of destroying a thing yet? Because we got to do that.
Not yet, but I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to say it, but I heard destroying might be at the LA tryout.
We talked to him today. He's gonna be out there. Yep.
I love it.
For sure coming out there.
It's gonna be star-studded. There's gonna be like special announcements and cool folks. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, man. Yeah, I was about to throw out some people. Damn, I'm glad.
I don't think we're supposed to say.
That was the code. I can hear your broadcast code. Say, don't say it.
No.
Oh, whoopsie daisy! I'm not allowed to say.
I know.
Yep. All right. Well, I ruined one of them. So there you go. That's what happens when you tell me not to say. You got to tell me not to say stuff. Sorry.
I always tell you not to say stuff, and you ignore me.
Jeff, we've been
this
over.
This is why we don't have show huddles.
That's right. That's why we don't have nice things. All right. You guys is there anything else we need to hit before we jump into Commissioner's Corner? Because I want to hear about how the first tryout went and get into all that.
Yeah.
Should we hit it?
Go.
All right, let's do it. I've been missing this graphic.
Me too.
Hit the theme music. Commissioner's Corner. Whoop! There he is.
Man, damn. I was
Popping and locking.
That is a sick intro. I missed that terribly. Yes.
So man, Arlington was it was DF, dope ass. You know what I want to say. Look, we had a great turnout. I mean, first of all, let's just say I want to say this. This is the first thing I want to say. Shouts out to the entire FCF squad. Like we came deep. And the thing about us guys, man, I just want everybody to know around this league, we have put together a stellar team of people to make this thing work, man. Like we came out there. There go Tradante Hill came out there. James Harden came out there. Like AJ Jamil, he FaceTime in. He came in, he was listening to seeing what was going on. It's like, guys, it was so cool to have those players talk about us and say all the opportunities and why you should be in here. And it was really, really dope. And we picked up some nice talent. It's Texas, so you knew we were going to get some nice talent. I got a chance to work with some of the defensive backs. And I got to tell you guys, I think I got another Marquil Osborne with us right here, number 4.
Really?
He did his thing, man. He really showed his ability. Rangy. What I'm trying to think.
Rangy. I like that.
Rangy, man. And that's you want a guy's guy.
Nice play.
Marquise Johnson, that's what his name was. Marquise Johnson. He did a heck of a job out there. We picked up him, a nice wide receiver that I really like. There's Doncor Hardy working with some of
There's Doncor.
Doncor, man, just really gets these guys. He gets a chance to work with the defensive lineman. He's played that position.
I didn't realize how beefy Doncor is. When it's just like neck up, you can't. He's a big boy right there.
Yeah, and he understands. I mean, he's looking at the right things. The takeoffs for the players. A lot of the guys are kind of, it happens. You're a little disappointed about your 40. You're a 4.6 guy and you run a 4.7. You're a 4.4 guy. You run a 4.5. But that just happens. The 40 is such a technical sport. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time to. You have to be trained that. So what we were really liking was those 20-yard dashes, those pro shuttles to show how fast you were. Can you play side to side? And that's me working with Marquise Johnson right there that we signed, one of the D-backs. And like I said, man, got good hands, man. I was really out. We got some other players that we brought up from that tryout, but I'm just thinking out of the top of my head, guys that really, really stood out at the top of the line. Robb was number 11, was a wide receiver. Look at this guy. He's a big guy. He plays wide receiver, but he could easily be a tight end. We had so many really good tight ends last year, and we had really good wide receivers, so he can be that hybrid guy. I really like him. I think he's going to do real well. We had this running back, man, that was just beasting everybody. Maurice Green. Boy's got some scoots. So yeah, we got some good guys, man. I was really excited. I was really happy. I can't remember this wide receiver right here, right, man. This dude jumped out of the gym.
He's
We
huge.
threw a ball at him.
gigantic.
He jumped. I mean, they're looking number 4 right there. That's Marquise again. Just really working the hands. He had real good eye and hand coordination. Played the ball real well. Didn't let the wide receivers get their hands on him. So yeah, I think we got a couple of good stars out of there.
It's so great, man. It's so great to
Is
see.
there
And
any-
this is just the start. You know, there are what 4 more dates on the calendar.
Yep.
December 18th in LA, January 8th in Atlanta, February 5th in Orlando, and February 26th in Atlanta. So lots of opportunity to see a ton of more players, a lot more talent. And like I said, these dates they're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. We're gonna be streaming them live.
Yep.
This first one was the test, right? This was the first one. Didn't stream it live, but all the other ones we're gonna be streaming. I think maybe 3 out of the 4 at least. We're gonna be streaming live. It's gonna be so much fun to see not only the level of athletic talent that you've seen in the package we just showed, but just kind of get a sense of these guys and who they are and what they can bring to the table in all these other ways that Ray always talks about, the branding and the personality and the excitement that they bring.
We had a chance to, I got a chance to see a lot of the guys do all the skill stuff, but me and the production company, Jacob, shots out to Jacob. Man, I had to bring this up. I got to bring this up. When I say everybody was out there grinding, you guys seen some of the guys throwing the balls. David Handler, he works in our football ops. He's been awesome with us. But Jacob was, when they were doing the 40s, and Jacob saw a point of view that he wanted to get. And so Jacob's got one of those crane cameras, and Jacob is running the 40. He ran at least, 40s.
Get out of here.
Literally with this camera. And then when the guy take off, when you take off and you see him running down the sideline like a referee on all these guys, man, just to get the right angle for these guys. And
you're telling me Erica Montez's little boy.
Yes.
Jacob,
hey,
come in. Let's talk to Jacob real quick. Because I know he was a college wrestler, so he's still in shape a little bit, right? Like he's not that far removed from college. He wouldn't still be in shape. Jacob, come in the show right now before Jeff yells at you.
Is he even back there?
Yeah.
He might not even be on. He might not even
have put it on record.
Oh, there he goes. There he is.
There he is. Look at him.
Looks like he's trying to make weight right now.
Yeah, he is. Just spitting into a cup. Jacob, what Ray is speaking your praises. Did you really run that much? Are you in that good a shape? Or are you that dedicated to your craft?
I'm just dedicated. No,
all the above.
I'm not too in shape, but I was a runner too. So when I was like in high school and whatnot, I was a runner, and I run a marathon. Like I like when I'm not doing jujitsu or whatnot, I run. So.
When he's not doing jiu-jitsu, Josh.
Bruh, yeah, I'm saying holding this crane, literally camera and running side by side with these dudes, man.
That's awesome, man.
It was dope, man. It was just like, but it just that and take Jacob up now. And when you think about all that, man, like there were our group that showed up, Sean Leotta, John Jinks, Donko. We had the whole football staff that hadn't seen each other and whomever, and we've been on all these Zooms, come together and just put together a great event. Man, it was just refreshing to see like everybody's excitement is just brewing, and it's brewing all over, and it's just a wonderful thing that what we're creating.
Silent Killer 326 Jr. says, "Get Jacob in the league."
Oh. Now, Ray, what the people want to see is the footage of you doing some defensive drills and then seriously doing damage to your Achilles and your back.
I told him I got 2 steps. Pop out. You say that's what you gotta do. You gotta come out and pop out. That's it. I have my cleats on. I bring my cleats just because I just want to make sure I'm safe out there, man.
Yeah.
It just feels good to be around that young and inspiring, like emerging athletes that's just really like looking for that chance, man. And it was great. It was great, and I can't wait for LA. LA is just gonna be. We got so many submissions already. Like
nice.
We've got a ton of great people coming out. Some of the team owners are going to be out there. We got some of the top fans are going to be out there. So it's going to be bananas.
Yeah, and if you know
idea.
folks, let me just plug this real quick, Josh.
Yeah.
If you know folks, if you're watching and you know folks that would be good for any of these areas, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Orlando.
Yes.
Orlando.
We want to see the best and the brightest. We want to make dreams come true. Tell them to go to tryouts.fcf.io. That's tryouts.fcf.io. You can register and show up and make magic happen. Get out in front of Ray and the team and show what you're made of or somebody what they're made of.
That's all we're looking for. We're looking for guys that are looking for that next opportunity, man. That's hungry out there. Don't wait around for Atlanta. If you're in LA, you come. If you're ready, you ain't got to go get ready. You should be already prepared. A free agent is always ready. And I said that when I was there. I was like, the fact that you guys are here, shows that you're seeking out opportunities. You feel good about your body and you're ready to go at all times. And we had a defensive lineman out there that I hope we signed, man. An offensive lineman. He spent some time with the Redskins, I think, and he just looked like a monster. So if you're a free agent, you are looking for opportunities like this. So next weekend, we're going to be there. Some of our team owners are going to be there. We're going to have lights, camera, and action is going to be there. All the fellas right here are going to be there. Like it's going to be an event. It's going to be an event.
I was going to say, we were talking today for a long time about what this tryout is going to look like for all of us and how awesome this live stream is going to be. A super dynamic day, I think, for the league, because this is something we've been talking about since we started this show a year plus ago. Is making these tryouts, a way more of a dynamic event, as is everything during the season. Draft night's an event, game night's an event, that whole week leading up to the game, like everything in the FCF is designed to be event television. And this is just one more thing to add to the event schedule. And
it's another way to sort of break down that barrier between fan and participant, right? You get to inside knowledge. You get to watch these guys from day one, literally day one. This is somebody walking on the field and then cut to months later, catching touchdown passes, breaking big runs, whatever it is. It's day one to being in the league and making plays. And I think, investing in that and finding people, finding personalities, finding folks that you get excited to watch and a little bit better, it makes the experience of the season all that much richer and more fun.
It's a monumental thing, man. It's not like watching the NFL combine with college players that you just hope come to your team. You're actually evaluating as we're evaluating. You get to see how things are done from the bottom to the top, how we get players in here from, them running the 40s and then the shuttle. And then you guys being able to hear a guy talk and get to know his background, which is great. I got to already know some of these guys already. And I'm like, I'm excited for you guys to see these guys and hear their backgrounds and some of the stuff that they're doing. It's one guy that's getting his master's in surgeon research something. I don't know. It was crazy. I got to look it back up. I was like, wait, what? And you still want to play ball? Wow. He was like, yeah, it's still in me, but I'm getting my master's right now. It's online, so it's all good. I can still play. I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy.
That's really cool.
The Ray, you were talking about this opportunity stepping up. We talked last week about that Kurt Warner movie, the trailer for that, how I enjoyed that. But I've been watching that Man in the Arena, the Tom Brady show on ESPN Plus, it's that docu-series. Yeah. Now listen, I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, mostly because he just owned my Steelers since day one, right? But you can't knock the fact that the guy is the greatest quarterback of all time. And you can say what you want about anybody else, but if you're just looking at stats alone, he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
So what I got out of that first episode of Man in the Arena was how when he was on the sideline, because there's so many young quarterbacks that come into this league who have a chip on their shoulder because they were drafted late and just act like it should be their job and don't do anything to make it their job. And Drew Bledsoe said that Tom Brady was so annoying because all he did was ask him questions. He was like a little puppy dog that followed Drew Bledsoe everywhere. He was thinking, he was talking, he was asking me questions. He wanted to be in on the action. And look at where Tom Brady is now. That's the FCF. You're given that opportunity to come in here and play real professional football in a league that's unlike any other. Showcase your talent and maybe make that next big step.
I see Info Arcade in the chat says, fellas, I'm excited for this live coverage of the combines. We're calling them tryouts, but I am also super excited. And I would love, folks, this is all about giving power to the fans. I would love for folks to tell us the kinds of things they'd love to see from our coverage on the field. I mean, we're formulating those plans. We had a meeting today talking about, what that's going to look like and how we want to cover it. So if there are things you want to see, if there are angles you want us to take on, the way that is delivered to you on the stream, let us know, because, it's all about crafting an experience that brings you in and is satisfying to you.
Yeah, I mean, you saw we had even our coaching staff out there. Hargraves was out there, been one of the coaches in the NFL for years, and he was sitting there out there coaching up the wide receivers. And it's like you get a chance to hear that and see that. And the thing that I always say is like, listen and watch a player after a coach talks to him and see if he does what the coach said. That's the thing. And because one of my questions that I asked the players in the interview is like, you can only pick one. You can't say both. You can only pick one. Are you a leader or are you coachable? And so they struggle with that. And the one that I always listen, I always want to hear the person that says that they're coachable, because that's all I need to know. I can find a leader. Leaders are going to pop up on their own. I got to know, are you coachable? Do you think you're coachable? Because then if you're coachable, I can put you anywhere as a football player and you'll perform. You'll do what I say. That's the biggest compliment that you can get as an athlete, that he's coachable. That's what every coach wants to hear right there. So those are the type of things that you'll be able to see here right in the guts of this and be like, man, I remember when Coach Austin was like, put your hand in the basket, and boom, he did it. And it's just like, okay, those are the little things that you look for. It's like an actor. Can you change, like give you the script and then boom, okay, that was cool. That was cool. Can you do it like this? And if you're not listening to the director, then he's like, okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah. It's like an actor or like a 5-year-old. If they just would listen, that's what you're looking for. Just listen. Just listen. Tell my son, please, somebody.
It's the line in Braveheart. If you would just lead them. That's Mel Gibson that's William Wallace telling Robert the Bruce. Okay, so we were talking earlier about what can happen at the tryout that can separate Ray, Dees, Jeff, and myself. It's our own version of the draft order for fantasy the next week. Okay.
Look, I'll be willing to do another wing off, because I did, I'm in the minors now, so I'm gonna have to work my way back up to the group. So if we wanted to do wings, I'm gonna throw that one out there.
So he's throwing wings in there. Okay. Ray also threw out a push-up challenge, which Ray would win going away. This is my idea, because we watched in that video from the Narlington tryout. What if we did the game where you have to stand with your back to the quarterback and then turn around and you have to catch the ball?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You get 5 balls. The person that catches the most balls that quick, right?
I second that.
Ray knows he's going to school us on that one too.
Ray would most definitely win, but I think that's the least amount of like physical motion to like risk our bodies.
Yeah. And you'll see how athletic you really are.
Yeah,
because the person who turns around like this,
we get the fans can take bets on which of us ends up with a broken nose when we turn around too late.
Yep.
Miraculmat in the chat said, fan controlled desk show from the combine? Question mark. Yes, Miraculmat, it's happening. Get ready for that.
Just you wait. We got all kinds of special surprises lined up.
It's going to be awesome.
An amazing day.
It's going to be awesome. All right, I want to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're going to do a little quick NFDs update without D's. But first, this. That's right. The Ballers Collective, that is the FCF moving into NFTs. It's really exciting. It's the cutting edge of where tech and commerce are meeting right now, and it's really, really cool. Patrick, he knows this inside and out, and usually he's here to give you the update to make it a little more clear for folks that might be a little uncertain about how it's all going to work. But rest assured, you're going to see a lot of it this season, and it's going to be really, really cool. And we know that you want to hear more about Ballers Collective, and we're bringing you something pretty darn cool tomorrow. That's Friday, December 10th. Tune in to Twitter Spaces. FCF CEO Robb Ferruti and Team KOD owner Drew Austin are gonna hold court at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's 2:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Eastern.
What did I say?
You said Pacific both times.
Oh yeah. I live in Mountain Time. I couldn't care less. No, yeah.
Ray
right,
Allen and George Savaricas live on Twitter Spaces.
Never, ever will I live that down. Never, ever, ever. It's just pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So this is, I think, going to be a really cool way to learn more about Ballers Collective, learn more about NFTs, learn more about how the fusion of that stuff is going to work in season 2.0 of FCF. It's not going to be everything, right? There's going to be plenty of teams that aren't going to have NFTs. But if you're intrigued by this, as I am, and you want to learn more, it's a great way to tune in and find out how the league is going to use NFTs, what the plan is going forward, why it's so exciting. So check that out tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Listen, you guys might as well check it out. I'm even figuring it all out. I'm in meetings. And we're meeting on all this NFT, and you're like, wait, the metaverse, the meta who? And
yeah.
And I thought we were talking about cover 2 and cover 3, and it's just, it's like that's what the FCF is. It's like, man, you start learning so much other shit. Whether it's more people learning more about football, more people learning about now the metaverse, now NFTs. Now it's just
somebody got married in the metaverse last night. I saw.
What?
It's like an actual wedding in the metaverse last night. Yeah.
So, you married?
Those of us who are of a certain age can probably remember, the first time you heard about Twitter, or the first time you heard about, even the internet or email. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to be like with NFTs, is that right now we're in this weird moment where everybody's like, what is this? I don't quite get it. I don't quite understand it. And 5 years from now, it's going to be everything, everywhere. It's going to be completely normal. And everyone's going to understand it, just like Twitter. It's just like everybody understands what Twitter is. But there was that weird period where it's like, what? The @ sign and then your name and what's it's called a tweet? What? It's going to be the same exact thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So J Burke 5 says, will this live explain how Ballers NFTs relate to actual players on the field play calling? Tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., get in there and ask that question. I don't per se know that answer. If Dees were here, he might have been able to give you a little bit more on that. I think that, where you are in the NFT realm within the FCF and buying certain add-ons and all that kind of stuff will add points to when you call plays, will give you certain access, all that kind of stuff. But also, I think sky's the limit as far as what can happen when you own certain NFTs within the league.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really a very cool cutting edge, on the bleeding edge of where tech is right now. And like I said, in 5 years, everyone is going to be doing it. And it's cool that FCF is getting there among the first people getting there. And I think it's going to be a neat new, season 1.0, we got to see this really cool juxtaposition of this sort of traditional sports thing, and then the kind of funny Wild Aces community that weren't quite sports folks, or some of them weren't, at least a lot of the team owners weren't, but it was this cool mashup of those two spaces. And I think in season 2.0 you're going to see that with the NFT space, right? There's going to be all these folks that are excited about NFTs and the way the blockchain and the way that technology works.
Yeah.
And they're going to be brought into the sports side and vice versa. And it's going to be another version of that.
I agree. I mean, if you think even with DJ Aoki, like him bringing that music in there now.
Yeah.
We're bringing a whole new group of fans coming into the FCF, and I think that's what's so dope about it. It's like that's how we wanted it. We wanted sports, we wanted gamers, we wanted content creators. Now we got NFTers and DJs. It's
I know. I remember you were very much a proponent of bringing music culture and DJs.
Music is culture, man. Music creates the culture, and then if you think about the 4 different teams we have, you damn near got hip hop with Glacier Boys, possibly with Quavo, and then you got the Beast. That's probably trap music. Wild Aces,
Yacht Rock.
Okay. And the Zappers is just like what would the Zappers be? What would
Zappers is like that punk band that everybody in one community likes, but doesn't really make great music.
Never pass up an opportunity to sing the Zappers, man.
Burn.
Yeah, sick burns.
I saw in here. Okay, so this is totally off subject, but does anybody else, when they try and type D's in their phone, does it apostrophe it and make it possessive D's? Like, because I saw Info Arcade says, think D's is wearing a tux to the Game Awards tonight? If so, show name OODs. And it apostrophed both times. The guy's name is D's. It's not Patrick D. And then when he owns something, it's D's. That's not. Never mind.
Are you talking to the phone right now? You're literally ranting at the phone.
I'm ranting at the phone, Jeff. I'm ranting. Ray left the show. Ray's out.
I'm still trying to figure out what you were talking about.
No. So yes, what Marakamat says. Never mind. Go ahead, Jeff. You lead the show. I'm an idiot.
Well, we got another promo for you, and then we'll jump into fantasy football. Let's hit that Ballers Collective promo.
This is the Ballers Collective, the first ever IRL NFT experience. Each baller is created for more than 150 possible traits and gear, each with a varying level of rarity and exclusivity. When you hold an exclusive FCF NFT from one of our new teams, KOD and Adoki, you get access to behind-the-scenes content, game day tickets, and event access, enhanced voting power and boosted rewards, and early access to team equity sales on Republic so you can earn your seat in the owner's box. The Ballers Collective is dropping soon. Be the first to get your mint pass and control the game.
Epic. All right. If you've been watching us over the course of the last 13 weeks, you know that we have been picking the NFL. We've been picking 3 games every week. The Thursday night game, the Sunday night game, and the Monday night game, all the primetime games. And we've also picked a fantasy player each week. Last week, we picked QBs again.
I got hosed.
Yeah, Josh, rough.
Because he didn't play. He was hurt.
I know.
We need to. I think if you draft a quarterback from that team and they're hurt, you just automatically get his backup. You get the person that plays.
Not a bad idea.
That's a good point. Yeah, I was going to say we should have a backup quarterback, period, or a backup if that person got hurt. Because sometimes I don't see that shit. Sometimes
I think that's fair. That just whatever player plays in that player's stead, whatever's the backup for the player that goes down. I think that makes sense, right? Because you're kind of picking that matchup. Anyway, either way, you really lost. All right, let's talk. By the way, we did pick the wrong Sunday night game because it got flexed out, and we had used an old version of the schedule. We picked the game that I don't even want to talk about, 49ers and Seahawks. Even though that got flexed out of Sunday night, even though it ended up being a way better game than the actual Sunday night game because it came down to the last play. But all right,
what are you guys pretty much out now, Jeff?
In the NFC, nobody's out. That was a brutal week.
Totally. How about the stat line, Ray? And as a professional football player, have you ever seen a stat line like that in modern football where the Patriots threw the ball 3 times? Have you ever seen? I've never seen
46 runs, 46 runs and 3 passes.
That's insane. Because you think about a good game is about 65 to 70 plays, and 47 of those are run plays. Are you kidding me? What? That sounds like it's like Baltimore Ravens back in the day with Jamal Lewis.
Right.
Well, it's one team going, we're not even going to pretend you don't know what we're going to do. We just want you to stop us. And if you can't, we're going to win. And that's what it was. It was the Patriots going, you can't stop us.
I mean, the weather was insane, so I understand the thought process behind the run, right? Like the ball. I mean, they were showing things on social media of like the kickers not being able to like get it to the goalpost from like 35 yards away, and Mac Jones, young quarterback, he doesn't. I mean, it still boggles the mind. If the Pittsburgh Steelers, here's your Steelers mention of the day. I'm just saying, if the Pittsburgh Steelers were to let a team run on them that many times and lose the football game, there would be multiple people at the gates of Heinz Field with pitchforks and torches asking for their heads, because we don't like stopping the run is the steel curtain. Yeah. That is the steel curtain. So for that to happen, I mean, my God, brutal.
I'm just glad to see D's went over. That's
nice. So who's back? So is D still in the league?
I don't know.
Why don't they tell us?
We're in the dark on this. We're in the dark, but it's going to make for a very exciting finale when we find out
who is winning. Is there any kind of stats here? Oh, by the way, so since D's isn't here, we've decided that the chat will pick his 3 games. So the first person to throw a team.
Wow.
Oh, Tom Brady.
Look at that.
You, D's. My goodness. And Kyler Murray had a day, Ray. That was your best performance. It only came up second. Only to come up second. Oh,
I mean, 45-year-old man putting up that kind of numbers. It's just not right.
That picture of Tom Brady is kind of creepy too. It's like,
yeah, he's not a human being. He's some sort of android. Yeah, I don't get it.
Jalen Hurts, man, like
just give me Minshew. Man.
Do you know how many points Minshew would have scored?
No, but I wouldn't have won. But
yeah,
I'd have 4 touchdowns like Tom Brady.
Man.
Okay, so Jeff, basically what we're saying is, with the game, the first person to put in a pick in the chat gets the D's pick.
Peanut, it said, stop loving Tom Brady. I do not love Tom Brady. I do not care for the man as a person personally, but I've watched his career through gritted teeth my whole life. But you got to give it up. You got to give it up.
Yeah, got to give it to him.
Got to give it up.
Had he come to the 49ers 2 years ago, where
I know there was a lot of talk that might happen, right? I don't know.
He really wanted to go there.
I mean, I did an about face on Richard Sherman when he came to the Niners, because I hated him. I hated him when he was on the Seahawks, man.
Sure.
What about Deion was with Dallas, so that didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, no, Dallas was a big rival in the 90s. Yeah, Deion was the same way. I was like, I hate Deion. I love Deion. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, that would have been. I mean, if Brady had come to us like he came to Tampa and just won a Super Bowl, I would have been like, okay, all right, I'll take it. Yeah.
So
hey, shouts out to Prime. Prime just won the SWAC championship.
Yeah, he's like a coach now, right?
HBCU for Jackson State, man. That dude is. I think a lot of people don't talk a lot about what he's done over there, man. It's been. I've been following. If you don't follow Prime on Instagram, man. He's like, he brings in. He brought this. I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh, it just went. Brittany Griner. She's like a fitness model. Brought her in to talk to the players and stuff about like women and sports and stuff like that. It was cool, man. Like I dig what he's doing.
That dude's gonna be like a major college coach in the next few years,
I mean,
right?
He could have went anywhere. Everybody was like, why did he go to HBCU? Like, he could have went anywhere. That's where he need the money. So
imagine Deion Sanders coming into your living room, right?
Yeah,
as a
recruiting.
Come on, man. What?
Yeah.
At an HBCU or like a D3, D2 team, or D1 AA, whatever it is, even if Deion Sanders comes in your living room to recruit you, come on.
Well, I think maybe the young kids wouldn't be blown away, but their parents would.
I know. parents be walking about like this. All right, Dion.
Exactly. It'd be like, you're signing with him, you know?
How many times are you like dapping up Dion when he comes in the house? Like, oh, dude, you want to stay for dinner? We should go out for drinks. You want to hang out? Give me your phone number.
And doing it all in like a wheelchair too. Like I think he either tore or had surgery on his ankle or something. I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been strapped down on a wheelchair this entire time, man.
Wow. Yeah,
just awesome.
Impressive. All right, so we are picking running backs this week, and we are also picking those 3 games that I mentioned. Running backs, a lot of running backs off the table because we have picked running backs twice before this season already. So all of the picks that we have done, we can't repeat. So no matter who picked it, doesn't matter. They're off the table. So it makes it more interesting, I think. But let's find out first our draft order. The way we do that every week is different. We're always surprised by our producers, Jacob and Annalise. So we'll find out this week the draft order in a video. I don't know what that is.
What is it?
I was trying to discern the rules. Obviously, it's how many times a letter appears, but then I don't understand the next level down.
So in the private chat, Annalise says y'all are too old for flames.
I guess so. Do people in the chat know what flames is?
Yeah, can somebody explain flames? Explain the flame.
Also, if you want to decide what this show is going to be named next week, put suggestions in the chat because we're going to have a poll at the end of the show about that. I don't know what that is. But I do know it means I'm last. Do you remember who's first? Deez is first. So Deez is first. So chat, pick Deez. Well, they don't know who's off the table. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just thought about that.
Wow.
Well, we can. All right. Hey, say who's off the table. Is it in the rundown?
It's a lot of people. Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Chris Carson, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Jacob put it in the.
Okay.
Madison.
Mr. Ray Benton says Alexander Madison. Boom.
That sounds like a good pick. Madison is Minnesota's playing Pittsburgh, so that's the matchup there.
It could happen.
All right. Who is next?
That would be me.
Okay.
I will go.
Damn.
Josh Jacobs at Kansas City.
That's good. That's Las Vegas's running back.
Okay.
All right, Ray, you're up.
I don't know now. Because isn't Montgomery? Because I don't know this for a fact. Is David Montgomery? Is he's still hurt,
right? No, he's playing. I think he's playing.
Chicago at Green Bay.
Yeah.
I'm going Anthony. All right, I'm going David Montgomery then.
All right, Chicago. Oh, I'll be a homer too, and I'll pick Elijah Mitchell, the 49ers rookie running back, playing against Cincinnati this week. He's been pretty great. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's pick the games. We have Thursday night Steelers Vikings. Deez, what is Deez gonna pick? Chat,
pick the Steelers. Come on, chat. Come on.
Steelers Vikings.
He's questionable.
Oh, he's questionable.
Come on. Steelers peanut, take it.
All right,
give it. Sorry, guys.
Vikings. You're taking the Steelers, I'm sure, Josh.
Of course. Come on.
I gotta go. I gotta go to the Steelers too. I gotta jump on some bandwagons.
Yes.
Getting
All right.
destroyed.
I'm taking the Vikings just because I want to be different than everybody else. And they're due, man. They're just it's just sad. They're due.
Ray, because last week, so the Steelers obviously beat the Ravens on Sunday when the Ravens went for 2 points to win the game. It gave me that warm feeling of the FCF where there is no 1 point, right? Like you have to go
Love it
for 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you take away that like fan. Oh, I can't believe. Why didn't we just go for the tie and play for overtime?
Yeah.
Like, hey, step up.
Win or lose.
Played.
Yeah. Play it. Step up. Put the chips on the table.
Yeah.
I love that way better.
If you can, you got a chance to win the game. Take the chance to win the game. There's so many variables when you play for overtime.
100%. 100%.
All right. The Sunday night game is Bears-Packers. Bears-Packers. What is D's going to take?
D's. Who's voting for D's? Packers.
Now,
Peanut got in there.
Peanut got in there fast with all caps. In fact,
I'm taking slick back Aaron Rodgers. I'll take the Pack as well.
I'm not stupid, so I'm taking the Pack.
Yeah, I'm taking the Pack.
I gotta start making some executive decisions now.
I mean, it would be nice, but
this tradition shit is not working.
I'm also taking the Packers. Really interesting Monday night game. NFC West showdown with the Los Angeles Rams against the Arizona Cardinals, the best record in the NFL, Arizona Cardinals. What do you think? Rams. Info Arcade says Rams.
Really? Okay.
All right.
Wow.
And then I will take, man.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Yeah. All right. Ray.
I agree. I'm gonna take the Cardinals, man.
I think I'm gonna take the Cardinals as well. I would love for the Rams to upset the Cardinals, but I don't see it happening. I don't think the Rams, for all the money they've spent this year and all the free agents they brought in, it's not happening, man. They're playing. It's not happening.
Bruce Arians has this team firing on all cylinders, man. He's a good coach.
The culture you can just hear you can feel their football culture is there. And Mir Franks, I know what you mean, bro. I can't do it anymore. I gotta let go. I gotta let go of reality. I gotta face reality. I get it. Trust me.
Yeah.
But I gotta go with you though. Like I love how the Cards are playing right now. I mean, they probably just literally brought Larry Fitzgerald back that last season just to be a player coach. Just keep your greatness around us.
Yeah.
Be around there for the young kid. Like let these guys grow underneath, and you deserve it. You deserve this shit we're about to have. So I'm
when you see like what was it like three of their biggest producing starters go down and they win 2 out of 3 of those games with those players out, it's like that's culture. That's
Frisbee in chat says Bruce Arians has been beloved by players everywhere he goes. That's huge. Yeah, I mean the Steelers haven't been the same since he left. He was our offensive coordinator when he left. We haven't been the same since. Like we've been fine, but we haven't had that same pop. And Ben Roethlisberger will tell you the best he ever played was under Bruce Arians. So
when was it? I didn't know.
He won. He was on the team. He was coaching for the teams when he won the Super Bowl against Seattle, or when he won. We won the Super Bowl against the Cardinals against Kurt Warner and that Larry Fitzgerald team. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to get to trivia, but first. Ooh, I'm excited about the LA tryout. Let's take a look.
December 18th in Los Angeles, California. The fan control football tryouts are here. Some players dream. Others take control. Begin your legacy with the disruptors of professional sports.
And power to the fans.
Fan control football tryouts in Los Angeles, California. Sign up at tryouts.fcf.io.
Spread the word. Spread the word. It's going to be, it is going to be special. I'm so excited.
Jacob,
I was just looking at my producer's text message. Very funny. So,
Jacob, what's the what's the LA? What's that like? The scene going to be like? Can you show us just real quick? Like, I think we have a preview of what that LA Tryouts is going to look like. I think we have like a design of I believe like a montage of just a Jacob. You know the clip I'm talking about. You have something.
I was like, wait, has he seen the plays? I haven't even seen the plays.
All right, we're gonna do a little. We're gonna do a little trivia now, as we often do, and we have a special guest coming in to compete. It is Zappers fan Steven Sawtell. Welcome to the show, Steven.
What is going on, y'all? Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely awesome to have you, man. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming to us direct from your wine cellar.
Hey, listen.
Thanks for coming from the Bat Cave.
I cannot believe that 2/3 of you chose the Steelers, and as a Bengals fan, I'm just beside myself. Just beside.
Well, listen, as somebody here from Pittsburgh, this season, let's take away this season, as you guys have destroyed us 2 times. I, as a Bengals fan, I wouldn't get too high on your wine horse there, Steven.
I'm about to pull a bottle out right now. I don't know.
Okay. Unbelievable. Steven, thanks for coming on to playing a little fan-controlled trivia. Since there is only Ray and Jeff here and no Patrick Dees, you'll be playing against Jeff in the first round and against Ray in the second round. So in the first round, Ray will be your lifeline. And in the second round, Jeff will be your lifeline. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little scared.
No, that's all right.
You should be.
In the first round, the first player to 3, these are multiple choice questions. First player to 3 wins, and then we'll move into the Josh style round.
Josh, did you forget something?
Hold on. Yeah, no. But before we get into more rules, Jacob, hit that music. Jacob, wait, Jacob, you played the wrong clip. That was the wrong one. You played the. Yeah.
I was gonna say that awkward moment where it cuts back too fast and you guys are putting away your instruments.
All right, so here's how this works. Like I said, the first round, we're going to alternate multiple choice trivia questions for you, Steven versus Jeff.
I'm the life first one.
You are the lifeline.
Yeah.
You are the lifeline. So, Jeff, you can use Ray once, and Steven, you can use Ray once as well once you use that lifeline. It is over. We start with the guest, Steven. You want to tell the people before we get into questions? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
I am basically just a football nerd. I was born in New Hampshire, lived most of my life in Atlanta, Georgia. Currently reside in Wyoming, believe it or not. This is where the Bat Cave is. This is where the Bat Cave is at. And I coach high school football actually for a team here.
Wow,
And,
that's cool.
I don't even remember how I discovered this league, but it's the best dang thing I could have ever done. Because you guys, man, I'm telling you, between the friends getting on and every game we get on, it's like our excuse to finally get together. You know what I mean? Because like as guys, you don't really like. You don't be like, hey man, let's go and like talk about stuff. You're just like, hey, there's a football game on. You know what I mean? So
that's cool, man. Atlanta to Wyoming, all black people to all white people.
I'm telling you, it's a culture shock, man. It's a culture shock. But no, I really appreciate you guys having me on again. It's been a ton of fun.
Of course. And I didn't even know they had internet in Wyoming. So thanks for being the only person.
They don't. I literally had to find Batman's house in order to get it.
Well done. Well done. All right, let's get it going here. Your first question, Steven. What do the folds in a chef's hat represent? Is it the number of ways you can cut a carrot, the number of kinds of pasta you can make, the number of seasonings you should have in your pantry, or the number of ways you can cook an egg?
I mean, this is obvious, isn't it?
Just look at the hat.
Yeah, just look at that. It tells the story. I'm going to go ahead and say the seasoning makes a ton of sense. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Seasoning is incorrect.
What?
Jeffrey for the steal.
I'm going egg. I'm going egg.
Egg. Ray, that's correct. Egg is the number of ways to cook an egg is the folds in a chef hat. You've got scrambled, you've got fried, you've got over easy, you've got hard boiled, soft boiled, medium boiled, you've got thrown against the wall, put in a pan in the heat. Never mind. Okay.
How could you possibly remember that unless you folded your hat?
Correct.
How would you know? How would you know? You know what I'm saying?
And Ray is confused as well. All right, Jeffrey, your question.
Yeah.
Your question. What year was Remember the Titans, the greatest football movie ever, released in theaters? Was it 2000, 2001, 2002, or 1999?
I'm tempted to say 1999, but my gut was 2000.
2000 is correct.
Yeah! I knew that one. I knew that one. So I'm not making this up. My brother did the landscaping for the college in which they shot that movie called Berry College in Rome, Georgia. And I happen to know that, and I was like, there's no way he's gonna get it. Gosh darn it.
Remember the tree line.
They will remember the Titans.
Brutal.
What a movie. What
Brutal.
a movie. Ray,
Great
is
movie.
that your
Great
favorite?
movie.
Is that your favorite football movie?
That is probably my one or two. 100%.
Yeah, so
Same.
good. So good. All right, Steven, your next question. All right, here we go. What do people from Pittsburgh call Cleveland? Is it the Windy Shitty? Is it Grieveland? Is it Cleveland? Or is it the Mistake by the Lake?
You know what? I think all of them fit, quite frankly. But I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna go Mistake by the Lake. I'm going Mistake by the Lake.
Mistake by the Lake is correct.
Let's go!
I have to say I really like Cleveland. I like that one.
Cleveland was very, very tempting.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, Jeffrey, it's 2-1, 2-1. Jeff, you could win right here. Jeff, how many episodes of Bob Ross's Joy of Painting aired on PBS? Is it 410, 396, 335, or 403?
Jeff, if you missed this question, it's just a happy accident. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Well done. I'm going 410.
410 is incorrect. Steven Sawtell.
396.
Oh, 396 is also incorrect. 403.
403.
403. You were both very, very close. Ray,
how could you stop at 403? What a weird number to stop at.
That is. How do you even do that?
Yes. Okay, Steven, not sure if you know, but here in Los Angeles, Sawtell is a major vein of commerce and traffic in the city of Los Angeles. A lot of great Japanese restaurants on Sawtell. Okay, here we go. Steven, Seinfeld aired on what TV network? Is it Fox, ABC, NBC, or CBS?
Okay, real quick, only because we went to the Sawtell thing, and again, I'm not making this up. That was named after my great, I think it's 4 down the line. He actually, in a time when the Japanese people were very discriminated against in terms of owning land or renting in an area, my grandfather, or great, whatever it was, down the line, was like, you're totally cool with being on my land and doing this thing, and that's why it's Sawtell / Japanese Town.
Wow.
So, that's not going to help me with this question, but I just thought I'd give you the. I'm going to say, I know the reruns air on TBS, I believe, so that doesn't do me any good. I'm going to say CBS.
Wow.
CBS is incorrect.
I am shocked that this seems so. I mean, I guess I'm just old.
I mean, I am.
Jeff, don't do it. Don't do it. Just miss so we can keep playing.
We're going to keep playing. Don't you worry.
Be a team player.
It's bong, bong, bong.
Oh, come on, NBC, really?
There's not a Seinfeld episode you couldn't tell me I wouldn't know it. So. No soup for you.
Those of you. I can picture Jeff in the puffy shirt as we speak.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Puffy
Well-
shirt. I'm all about the puffy shirt.
With that answer, Jeff Cannata, your winner in round one. Congrats, Jeff. Congrats, Jeff. As we head into the second round, we've got a little bit of time here left in the show, so we might be able to get to both Josh Brady categories here. Your first category in Josh Brady, now how this works, Steven, is these are either or questions. One of them is based on my opinion. The other one is based on something that may have happened in my life. Okay. So how this is going to work is, Jeff, you are the thumbs up, thumbs down in this round.
Got it.
Now, I'm going to give you, since last week's tryout was in Narlington, Texas, aka Arlington, Texas, I've made some punny names with some Texas towns as well. And Jeff's going to either say no or yes. And you have to guess Jeff's response here. Steven, we'll start with you. All right, I'm going to give you the town, and I'm going to give you the little slogan for the town. El Sasso, Texas. It's always a little sassier down south.
Tell me that's not the actual thing.
Jeff, do you like it or don't you?
Is he guessing?
No, he's got. Steven, you got to guess. Does Jeff like it?
I hope he does not.
Well,
Jeff?
you would be wrong.
He liked El Sasso, Texas. Hey,
Oh man, I don't know what to believe in anymore. You guys.
Jeff, you showed your card. He showed your card. You was like, I was like,
Listen, now I know the rest of what Jeff is about to say just based on that. I've got it pegged now. Here we go.
All right, Ray, here we go. Ray. Fort Worth, Texas. Let's eat some German-style sausages. Does Jeff like that one? Fort Worth.
no.
He
No
doesn't.
way.
Give
No
a point.
way.
It's terrible.
Give a point to them. All right. Here we go. Steven, Antonio, Texas. It's all cranberries all the time.
If you don't love that, Jeff, I don't even know what to think about you anymore. You gotta love it. You gotta
I'm
love
so
it.
sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Come on,
sorry.
Cran Antonio. Cran Antonio. It's
I
so
would
good.
listen. It's the holiday time. Cranberries are getting into everything. I can't
Agreed. Agreed. All right, Ray, still up 1-0.
You didn't want to go
Ray,
San Antonio? You didn't want to do that? You didn't want to do
it's already sandy enough, Jeff. Okay, here we go. Oh, but which, by the way, the people in Pittsburgh can never pronounce here we go. Santonio Holmes' name. My dad called him San Antonio Holmes for his entire life. Okay, here we go. Ray.
Yeah.
Arlington, Texas. It's all pirates here, matey.
Yes.
Yar, I love me some pirates. It's true.
Jeff, I loved it. ER. Okay, here we go. Steven. Stabiline, Texas. Look out. It's a knife.
Like, listen, Jeff, whatever you have right now, I do not have it. But I'm gonna say, let me see what's happening
funny.
here. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Let's go. Stabiline. Okay, here we go. Raymond.
Oh my goodness.
Alice, Texas. It's like a wonderland, only in Texas.
No.
That's not even trying.
That was bad. I was up against it. I was writing these at like 2:29 p.m. Pacific. All right, here we
You
go.
should have said, "This is Alice in Texas, where you can kiss my grits."
Oh, that was nice, right?
Brilliant.
Right.
No,
Steven.
nobody under 30 would get it, but it's
Right.
brilliant.
That was well played.
Steven, Dorcas Christie. Sup, you dork?
Yep, totally. I'm already in.
Yeah, like that.
You liked it. It's all tied up. No, wait, sorry. Ray's up 3-2. Ray is
Yeah.
up 3-2. Here we go. Ray, Yorkis Christie, Texas. Everyone owns cute little dogs.
No.
No way.
Hated
No
it.
way.
It's 4-2. All right.
Possibly
two
the
more.
worst one. The worst
Yeah,
one.
100%. This is at right around 2:30. I was watching the countdown. I was like, oh, God, here we go. All right, two more. Here we go. Steven, Sparlington, Texas. Let's fight. No, he hates it. All right.
Hey, that one happened at approximately 2:31 in the morning. That was
Okay, and Ray, Zarlington, Texas. It's all Russian ancestor.
Yes.
That's a win.
It's a winner. It's a winner. All right. Woo. All right. Okay. We have a little bit of time here. I had this one sitting around. Okay, this is NF keys. These are keys that I currently still have. Like keys to doors in my life that I never gave back to people. All right, here we go. Steven. Ray won that one. Steven, you'll go back up against Jeff. And Ray, you got to give a thumbs up if you think I still have the key or if I don't. Okay?
Wait, say that again? What?
So, like, let's just say it's like, hey, I've got a key to Ray's apartment in Chicago. You're like, no, he doesn't have that.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's got it. All right. Jeff versus Steven. Here we go. Steven, the key to the front door of my fraternity in college.
Oh, absolutely. You have that. You have that sucker in a sock drawer somewhere. Absolutely.
Jeff, do you think I still, or Ray, do you think I still have it?
Yes.
You would both be correct. Yes.
Well, you shouldn't even do the thumbs up or thumbs down. It should just be, do you have it or not? Yeah, you need to do the thumbs up or thumbs down. Like, is he right or wrong?
Yeah, right.
It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. It's do you have it or not?
Fine. All right. You guys both. Okay, Jeff.
Yeah.
The key to my parents' first house. The first house that.
Yeah, you still have your key to your parents' first house. Yes.
Ooh, incorrect. I don't have it. I don't have that key. I wish I still did. All right.
So you could break in?
Steven. Key to my parents' second house. The second house my parents had.
It's so tempting to say yes, but I don't think you care about your parents' house, old keys. I'm saying no.
Ooh, I've still got it. Still have that key. Yep.
What?
All right, Jeff. Key to my parents' current apartment.
I would think that you do have that. Yes.
Yes, I do have
Okay.
that. All right. 2-0, Jeff. All right. Steven, the key to my 1987 Toyota Celica, the first car I ever owned.
I hope to God you do. I'm saying yes.
You better believe it. That thing is framed. I was bronzed it.
That thing is
amazing.
That thing is sweet.
All right. Jeffrey, the key to my buddy Donnie's house.
Yeah, you're going to key to Donnie's house.
I don't.
No? What's up, Donnie? Come on, buddy.
Come on. All right. Steven, the key to the back door of Barney's Beanery here in West Hollywood, California. It's a bar.
Hey, I've been there and I watched because I'm a Bruins fan as well, and I watched the Game 7 where we lost to the Blues, and it was you know that upstairs level where they got random bikes hanging.
That's the one in Westwood. Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm gonna say that first off, it'd be sweet if you did, but I'm saying no. There's no way.
Ooh, they gave it to me a while back. They never should have done that. I
No,
still
are you
have that
serious?
key.
Hey, let's go after this. What are we doing?
Crazy.
All right, Jeffrey, the key to my first apartment, New York City.
No, you have to give that back.
Yeah, you did. You couldn't even make a copy of it.
Yeah.
All right. Steven, the key to a CVS in State College, Pennsylvania.
I'm going to say that you worked for them for 4 months and somehow do.
Somehow, no, I dated a girl that was a cashier there and she gave me a key for some reason and I kept it. I got a thing for keys, guys.
Hey, that's a half point. That's a half point right there.
Half point. Give it to him. And finally, Jeff, a key to a vending machine at a Fantastic Sam's in Dormont, Pennsylvania.
No, you lost that key.
Nope, it's in my nightstand in my childhood bedroom in Pittsburgh. Hey, NF Keys, you're welcome.
NF Keys, wow, amazing.
That was good. That was surprisingly entertaining of what you have in your drawer for some reason.
Ray is confused by my collection of keys for sure. He's looked confused that entire round.
Steven, you have been awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, guys.
Jeff,
oh my God. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. This is seriously so fun, and I can't wait for season 2.0. I'm stoked.
I got a question for you. Season 2.0. Are you going to stick with the Zappers or are you going to be a free agent fan?
Nope, I am Zappers till death. If the owners want to come to me and try to pitch something, you know what I'm going to tell them? Nope, I'm Zappers for life.
Nah, he's hunkered down inside his underground bunker. He's
Hunkered
not
down.
listening.
It's time for me to go grab some wine, guys. It's that time.
All right. Thank you, Steven.
Thank
You've been
you,
awesome.
guys.
So much
Guys.
fun. Well done. Well done.
What a cool dude.
Yeah.
What a cool guy. And his grandfather, what like a great grandfather. What a legend here in LA.
No, it's amazing. It just sucks that he's stuck at the bottom of that well.
And he's a billionaire and has $1 billion friends.
I know.
Yeah. This was such a fun episode. We still have just a few precious minutes to get your last suggestions for the show title of what we will be called next week. We are called Parent Teacher Conference this week because of you, the fans, and we give you the power. So put in your last few suggestions, and there will be a poll that goes up in the chat shortly, where you will get to decide based on your vote what this show is called next week. I want to remind folks, we've talked about it all episode, but it bears repeating. Tryouts are December 18th. I believe they're starting 11 a.m. Pacific time is when the stream will start. But if you want to have folks that you know that should be in the league that can show us their skills, go to tryouts.fcf.io. But if you aren't an athlete or don't know any athletes, you can still enjoy the tryouts on Saturday the 18th with us. We're going to be there. We're going to be streaming live, I think starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time, maybe even a little earlier. You want to check out this here channel, twitch.tv/FCF.
And on the zone.
What's that?
And on the zone.
That's right. And on the zone. We would love to see you. We'd love to pack the audience with friends that hang out here and hang out with us every Thursday. I think it's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. So please tell your friends about it and hang out with us on Saturday. It's going to be a fun time.
Hey, drop by, drop in. Y'all can see how much work and how hard work it takes to put together a league. Like our whole entire football ops is there. Our production is there. We're trying to catch all this content. I mean, it's a serious deal. We take it very, very serious. We have fun doing it, but we take it very, very serious. And this is your time to kind of really see how it's done, how the sausage is made, man. So This is it right here.
I love it.
It's going to be cool, man. It's going to be a treat for me to just be around that much talent and see Ray at work and see all the behind the scenes folks at FCF that we're only sort of, we've been isolated from over the last year plus. It's going to be really cool.
Speaking of talent, Jacob, I believe you have a clip of some of the talent that may be there. You could even see like the look on Apollo Creed, aka Carl Weathers' face, like, all right, we've been hugging in this water long enough here, Sly. Let's get out of here.
Keep it rolling. I've been watching. There is a that during COVID, because he was so bored, Sylvester Stallone went back and recut Rocky IV, and there is a behind the scenes making of documentary, an hour and 20-minute making of him recutting it. That's on YouTube for free. It's called The Making of Rocky versus Drago. And it is fascinating. You just like hang out with Sylvester Stallone in this editing room in the middle of COVID in like the end of 2020. And he's basically explaining all the things that he did wrong in Rocky IV, because he directed Rocky IV and wrote it. And he's like, I should never have killed off Apollo Creed. It was the biggest mistake. He's like, I'm sorry, Carl. It's the biggest mistake of my life. It's really fascinating. It's so good. I highly recommend it.
My one buddy wrote, like in order to, I don't know if you guys, so to do a TED Talk, they either reach out to you or you apply to do a TED Talk, right?
Yeah.
And so my buddy applied to do a TED Talk with a 15-minute like speech about how to fix Rocky V. That was his TED Talk. because Rocky is his favorite franchise, and up until 4, it was pretty perfect, and then they got to 5, and it was a complete disaster. And he like wrote this, and he sent me the TED Talk. It's actually pretty good.
I'm guessing they did not accept.
No, nothing like.
You should record that and just put it on YouTube. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Ray, I think some of the fans need to screenshot you during that NF Keys round, because your look of like the whole time was so good.
My wife says that you don't hide your faces. I be like, for real? I be like, I be thinking I do. She'd be like, nah.
No. We would go to dinners and like, you know, parties or whatever, and my wife would always be like, could you act like you like that person, like just for 10 minutes? I understand you don't like them, but you don't have to just literally be mean to them with your eyeballs. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, well, all right. What else? What else can we? Follow FCF on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Discord, YouTube, Twitch. There's about a bazillion places you could follow FCF. You want to get all the lowdown, all the inside scoop on season 2.0 that is coming down the pike. We're excited about it. There's going to be so many more big announcements coming as well. These tryouts are just the tip of the iceberg of really revving up the engine that is going to be season 2.0.
Yeah,
getting the talent together. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I mean that 98% of our league was made up from all the tryouts, and if I don't keep me lying, but I think we're about 60 guys in maybe right now. No, excuse me. Yeah, about 60 guys from last year and already signed already. So we are cranking. I mean, those are the only ones we've signed. We still have guys we haven't even been able to look at yet. So there's tons of guys that we're still looking at. So that's why we're like, man, get in the tryouts. So we know, we have the best talent there for the play, for the league, for the fans. So they know, we've got quality players, but already from last year, that's already what we've got signed. So we've already got some of those same names that you guys remembered, the Max Davises, the Fred Connors, the Bazils, Cavassier, Tridante Hill, all some of the favorites. I'm not gonna say it yet. There's some guys that's we talk to every day. That's like, yeah, I'm coming back, coach. I'm coming. You know I'm coming.
Love
it is. I'm like take look. As long as you're ready and you come in ready to go, it'll be good. So yeah,
so exciting.
Yeah, man. I'm just next weekend is going to be so much fun. There's, when they cover the NFL Combine, it's pretty run of the mill. It's gotten better over the years. You're just watching people do the 40. There's not a lot. Like, I feel like what we're going to do next week is a step up from any of that stuff. Like, it might be the most dynamic coverage of a tryout of a sport you'll ever see.
Yeah, wow. Man, it'll be like a backyard barbecue without the barbecue. It's gonna be
yeah. It's gonna be a
lot of us. I'm telling you, man, it was really cool being around everybody because we've all been stuck on Zoom calls, and we've all been isolated working on this thing. And this was the first time, so we're just like the fans. We haven't been around each other either. So I haven't seen the founders since I still haven't seen those guys, and it's been months. So, the fact that we'll all be together, that's when all those creative energies start to get together, man, with the team owners, some fans are going to be out there, man, and just having some of the players call in, we're probably going to hear from a few of them. Like that is like, we're all building this thing together, man. That's what makes it so fucking dope. So
Jay Gary 33 in chat says, how about Tim Tebow for FCF? A lot of our guys showed up in the IFL.
Yeah,
guys, I didn't get my Zappers t-shirt from last year. Okay, Jay Gary, a lot to unpack there. Reach out to somebody at FCF about your Zappers t-shirt. I'm sure somebody in our league has reached out to Tim Tebow.
Absolutely. I mean, come on, man. We're talking to everyone, and they're not no's. A lot of people have a lot of things that they're doing, so you have to take that into understanding. But at the same time, we want to get the type of team owners that are gonna be engaged. Like Destroying is coming. Like I talked to Destroying today, and he's like, man, I can't wait to be there. Austin Eckler and Destroying were in Texas at SoFi together, and they were like talking about the Wild Aces. And that was the first time they ever met. And he was like, okay, you Wild Aces? He was like, yeah, I'm Glacier Boys. Like, it's a cool ass clip. Like, they never knew each other, but now, you got a pro football player talking to an influencer that gets millions of views, and they now know each other. Now they just sitting there rapping. Like, that's what we're creating, man. And it is just, it's phenomenal to watch, to see, because it's being done so organically. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Ray, we're taking you out of this one, but Destroying has to kick us a kickoff, and Jeff Dees and I have to try and catch it.
Whoa,
Man.
that's pretty good. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's good. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you have spoken. Thank you for titling our show next week. It is your title here. So that is what we will be called next week. Stick with us as we move toward season 2.0. Again, next Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here. And then that Saturday, the 18th, is going to be a party, and it's going to be a blast. If only there was some way we could visualize what it's going to be like.
Like what?
We will see you then. Until then, power to the fans.